Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS GH spoiler channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital, Friday, March 7th, 2026. Willow's secret crimes finally catch up to her, and nobody is safe. She kept the lies buried for years, but Port Charles is about to shake to its very core. You thought you knew Willow Tate, sweet, selfless, devoted mother, the woman who survived leukemia, clawed her way back from the brink of death, and stood by Michael Corinthos through every storm Port Charles could hurl at them. You rooted for her. You cried for her. But what today's jaw-dropping episode of General Hospital revealed will make you question every single moment you ever trusted that angelic face. Because Willow Tate has been carrying a secret so dark, so devastating, that even the most seasoned Port Charles survivors were left speechless in the halls of General Hospital. Friday's episode did not hold back, not even a little. The document that changed everything. It starts, as it always does in this town, with a piece of paper that should never have existed. Forensic accountant Diane Miller has been quietly working a case for weeks, one she told nobody about, not even Alexis Davis. But this morning, Diane walked into the PCPD with a thick manila envelope and dropped it directly onto Commissioner Anna Devane's desk. Inside, financial records, falsified records, records that traced a secret offshore account opened over 3 years ago directly back to one Willow Tate Corinthos. Anna's face went pale, and Anna Devane does not go pale. The records showed that during the darkest days of her leukemia battle, while the entire town was fundraising, praying, and rallying around her, Willow had quietly been siphoning funds from the Corinthos Family Foundation. Not pocket change, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, redirected through a shell company that traced back through 3 layers of misdirection to a man nobody in Port Charles has ever heard of. Until today. The man from the past. His name is Elliot Voss, and if that name means nothing to you, it won't for long. In a series of flashback scenes that had fans' jaws on the floor, we learned that Willow's connection to this mysterious man predates her arrival in Port Charles entirely. Long before she became a cult survivor, before she became a teacher, before she became a Corinthos, Willow had a life she has never once mentioned. A life tangled up with Elliot Voss and an underground network operating at the fringes of the same cultish organization she once fled. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. Willow didn't just escape the cult. She made a deal that required a payment she has been making in silence, in secret, for years. And the money? It came from people who loved her most. When Michael, played by a ferociously intense Chad Duell, was shown the documents by Dante this afternoon, he sat completely still for nearly a full minute of screen time. No words, just his face crumbling in real time. It was some of the finest acting this show has produced in years, and it hurt to watch. Nina rises from the ashes. Oh, you thought Nina Reeves was done causing chaos in this town. Think again. Nina, freshly released from her own legal entanglements and sharper than ever, got wind of the investigation before practically anyone else, because of course she did. Nina always knows. And in a scene dripping with delicious complexity, she sat across from Willow in the Quartermain sitting room and smiled. I knew, Nina said quietly. I've known for longer than you think, Willow, and I kept your secret. Don't you want to know why? Willow's composure, that beautiful, infuriating composure, finally cracked. For the first time in years, we saw the real Willow Tate, terrified, cornered, and out of options. Caitlin McMullen delivered an absolutely gutting performance as the facade came apart piece by piece. But Nina's revelation didn't come free. It never does. Nina didn't keep the secret out of mercy or kindness. She kept it as insurance, and the bill has just come due. Carly smelled blood in the water. Leave it to Carly Corinthos Spencer to be 2 steps ahead of the entire PCPD. Carly got a call from an unnamed source early in the episode. The show is clearly setting up a larger mystery, and by mid-afternoon she had cornered Spinelli at his workstation and asked him to dig into Elliot Voss. Spinelli, ever loyal and ever brilliant, pulled at threads that unraveled faster than anyone anticipated. What he found connected Voss not just to Willow's past, but to a Port Charles business currently operating right under everyone's noses, a business with ties to people the Corinthos family considers allies. Carly's expression when she read Spinelli's report was one for the highlight reel, a slow, dawning realization followed by the quietest, most dangerous smile she has ever worn. "Oh, Willow, you should have told Michael," she whispered to nobody. The collision between these 2 women, one who has clawed her way through every betrayal this town can manufacture, and one whose entire identity was built on being the good one, is going to be catastrophic, and we are absolutely here for it. Elizabeth and Finn, the moral compass cracks. Not every storyline today was explosive. Some of the episode's most powerful moments were quieter, and none more so than the devastating scene between Elizabeth Weber Baldwin and Dr. Hamilton Finn. Finn has been quietly treating a patient connected to Voss, details kept deliberately vague for now, and today he came to Elizabeth with a terrible ethical dilemma. He may have, unknowingly, helped keep Willow's arrangement hidden by treating this patient off the books by someone else's request. Elizabeth's reaction was measured, careful, and then, slowly, furious, because Elizabeth has spent years rebuilding her integrity brick by brick, and the idea that someone she cared about may have compromised hers without her knowledge struck a nerve that ran bone deep. "You don't get to make me complicit in someone else's lie. Not again. Not ever again," she told Finn, her voice shaking with quiet devastation. It was a small scene, and it wrecked people. The final moment. Willow makes her move. The episode's closing minutes were nothing short of breathtaking, with Anna's arrest warrant being processed, with Michael refusing to call her calls, with Nina holding leverage over her head, and Carly sharpening every weapon in her considerable arsenal. Willow Tate Corinthos did the one thing nobody expected. She walked into the PCPD herself. No lawyer, no Michael, no warning. She sat down across from Anna Devane, folded her hands on the table with eerie calm, and said 7 words that will dominate every General Hospital conversation this entire weekend. "I need to tell you about Elliot Voss." Cut to black. What does it all mean? The writers have clearly been building this arc for months, and Friday's episode was the detonation of every carefully placed charge. Willow's secret past, the shell company, the offshore payments, Voss, Nina's hidden knowledge, and Carly's inevitable righteous fury, it all converges into what promises to be the most seismic storyline General Hospital has tackled in years. Questions that must be answered? Who tipped off Diane Miller? Someone wanted this to come out, and they wanted it to come out now. That is not an accident. What is Nina's full play? She's holding leverage, but to what end? Is she protecting herself, or is there something or someone she is actually trying to shield? Who is Elliot Voss really? The show is clearly setting up a reveal about his true identity, and the hints so far suggest it's someone with far deeper Port Charles roots than anyone suspects. Can Michael and Willow survive this? After everything they have endured together, is this finally the crack that shatters them beyond repair? One thing is absolutely certain. Next week's General Hospital cannot come soon enough.